So hello guys, welcome to Football with West. Here we talk strictly about Chelsea and we banter everyone else whenever we feel like it. For today's news here, we'll be starting by talking about our captain that initially there was panic, there was concern about Reece James not being available because he wasn't in the training pictures of yesterday. So PYS have just released this first news. Said potential panic over. Reece James is in UCL training. Our game against PSG is a massive knockout tie, and I don't think it will be easy to play such a game without Reece James. And since there was no prior concern as to what was wrong with him, so it was a little concerning when we saw news floating around that James was not going to be available. A lot of us were like, how, when? And panic set in. Thank God James has been really fit this season. However, there's still always that nostalgia of the fact that James used to be injury prone. So yeah, panic over. James is in UCL training. That is great. That is massive for the squad tomorrow. That is massive for our game against PFG. Now move on to the next news. He said, just in, Chelsea still believe in Liam Delap, and behind the scenes they feel he's been unlucky with injuries. The message from inside the club is that you have to back him and give him a bit more time because he's still young. And I think I have to agree, to be honest, because Liam Delap, you can't tell me there's not a good striker in there. There's a very good, reliable striker in there. So maybe João Pedro, being in the red hot form that he is right now, is making the pressure less on Liam Delap. And so yeah, I think that's enough reason for us to give him time, because if you are going to let Liam Delap go, we need a second striker, a second option, and that is definitely not going to be Magui. I don't think Magui is anyway ready yet, and maybe potentially you might see Nicolas Jackson coming back into the team. We can't decide on that now. We have to see how things go and how Jackson's loan at Bayern Munich plays out. So for now, yeah, I think it's actually really best that we give Liam Delap the patience he needs and watch how he grows and watch how he develops. So next up, Excel Disasi on being part of Chelsea's bomb squad. He said, if I say everything about the last 6 months at Chelsea, maybe I will get into trouble, but it was tough. It was very tough to be watching every single week, every single weekend, the games on TV. Sky Sports. And Vince said, sounds like a victim card to me. He had options last summer, but was holding out for Monaco, who disappointed him in the end. I'm not sure that it's Chelsea's fault. We had evaluation. If he said he only wanted Monaco, then he should have made sure Monaco could afford him. I'd like to know what you guys think about this Excel Disasi news, because personally I think a lot of these stuff you don't really want to get involved because you don't know what actually goes on behind the scenes. And I just think these people, they're human beings too. If he said he only wanted Monaco, then maybe the club should have respected him and found a way to compromise. But this is a business setting, so it's understandable if the club really wants to do that. However, I'm just happy that he's playing. I'm just happy that he's playing right now and he's playing well at West Ham. The fans seem to appreciate him. The players are actually enjoying how much of a good box defender he actually is. But for a team like Chelsea, where we want to play up high, want to play closer to goal, want our defenders to be very good on the ball, crisp with their passes, I don't think Disasi just cuts that yet. So I just hope in the end we can all come to a fair compromise, a compromise where everyone is happy and we move on. I can't forget that game against Manchester City. massive, it was colossal starting. So moving on, this is from Clinton Morrison. He said, I don't think it is the same PFG we saw in the Champions League last season. I think it is a different team. Chelsea are in good form. It is a close one. But I think Chelsea just take this. PFG are the champions, but Chelsea's attacking players can cause them problem. No sitting on the fence. I'm saying it how it is. And to be completely honest here, I think he's spot on. Even though I don't want to sound too cocky and I don't want to sound too overly confident. I just think Chelsea right now we're a squad, we're a team that are good enough to compete against the very best. And if PFG are going to match us, they'll have to be at their very best, which unfortunately they've not been lately. They almost got knocked out by Monaco. They got beaten by Monaco a few days ago at the Parc des Princes. 1-3 was the result in that game. And Monaco were literally tearing them apart. And when you think about what we know about PFG, when you think about what we know, how good we are all well aware that PFG are as a side, how formidable, I just don't think they've reached those levels this season, if we want to be honest. Maybe that comes from the exhaustion from the Club World Cup and all. However, we just know for sure that PFG are not the dominant, formidable team that they were last season. They are just cracks in their team. Maybe they come against Chelsea tomorrow and they fix it and they show up and they give us a game. However, I just know that if Chelsea, with all the players we have available, if we play to a very high level, I think we can cause PFG a lot of problems. My match review for that game will be out later today. So moving on here, this came from L'Equipe, the French news outlet. He said, Alejandro Garnacho and Malo Gusto are candidates to start for Chelsea against PFG in the Champions League. And well, I'm not going to say too much about that because I don't think anybody are in a position to tell us who are going to start. And of course, Malo Gusto and Garnacho are our players and they are fit and available. So if we decide that they are going to start, they will start. So I don't think that is any news that we have to take very seriously. And then we are going to end this by talking about the FA Cup draw. We got a solid draw. We played Port Vale at the Stamford Bridge, and Southampton against Arsenal, Manchester City versus Liverpool, and West Ham, after beating Brentford on the penalty shootout, are playing against Leeds. So I think this is the kind of draw we all wanted. Whether you like it or not, I still think it is best to save our meetings against the very big boys to the very end. This is to the end of the new video. So talk to you later. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe. Any comments you make, I'll be interacting with you all. Thank you guys.